The Marietta Rotary Club delivered 31 Thanksgiving dinners to veterans in Washington County. According to the president of the Rotary Club, Mackenzie Allen, this is the first time the club is doing a project by delivering full dinners to veterans. A member of the Rotary Club, Andrew Parsons, says this is all about giving back to those who need it most. Ralph Sturm Jr. was very surprised with the amount of food he got.
November being that Veterans Day is in November and Thanksgiving's in November, we thought it was a good combination of the two holidays to focus on veterans, and of course everybody deserves a good Thanksgiving dinner.
Rotary is all about service and putting service before self and helping those in need, and we're lucky that especially myself, I'm fortunate enough to help.
I was expecting, a meal for one person, but this 9 pounds of turkey. That is so awesome.
Ralph said Thanksgiving is one of his favorite holidays.